So today I'm going to be having a look at a pretty cool product. This is an OCZ Z-Series power supply. So I actually did their 1000 watt a little while ago. But there's a couple key differences. This is their 850 watt non-modular power supply. So you don't get the benefits of a modular interface, but you still do get all of the benefits of the OCZ Z-Series. So you've got 80 plus gold, you got a 5-year warranty, SLI support, all that good stuff. Let's have a quick look at the basic specs. So you can see we're running a single 12 volt rail featuring 71 amps of power output, and that single 12 volt rail is capable of outputting all 850 watts that this power supply can provide. So no matter what you are powering off this power supply, even if you're doing like all graphics cards and all stuff that's really heavy 12 volt rail stuff, it can do it no matter what, as long as you're not exceeding 850 watts, of course. Okay, so the reason I'm so interested in this power supply is I'm actually going to be doing a full episode of NCIX Tech Tips, so like not just my unboxings and like blog videos. So NCIX.com is the YouTube account for that. And over the next, it's probably going to take a couple weeks to put it together, but I'm going to be taking a high-end system and I'm going to be running it on an 80 plus gold power supply, specifically this one, and pitting that against a non-80 plus gold power supply. So I'm just going to find like an older high wattage power supply and see, for enthusiasts who are running high-end systems that are pulling, 500 plus watts from the wall, what is the benefit, real world, in terms of your power bill of running an 80 plus gold power supply unit? So without further ado, let's get to actually unboxing this thing. So in here we'll find a little sleeve that covers up all the cables, makes your packaging very tidy. That's very nice. Okay, so we'll pull that out. And then we've got a little OCZ Z-Series manual showing you how to install it, giving you some basic specs, and it's in about 350 different languages. Awesome. I'll only be needing English though, thank you. Then we've got a little foamy, all right. And then we get down to the power supply itself. Now, I'm not a huge fan of big capacity power supplies that are non-modular, but, oh, hold on a minute. How's this supposed to work? It looked like, oh no, those are all attached. I thought those cables weren't attached. I was gonna be like, oh, here I am saying it's not modular, but it is, it's not modular. Okay, so then we've got an AC power cord, a nice thick one, nice and beefy looking. Okay, in here we will find some Velcro ties, okay, for managing your cables. That's very nice of OCZ to provide. And then 4 thumb screws for securing the power supply to the back of your case. And that is pretty much it in terms of accessories. So let's get the box put away here. Let's get it out of the little protective sleeve that keeps the finish pristine in shipping, which is great because this power supply has a terrific brushed looking metal finish. I hope you can see that. Can you see that in the camera? Awesome, okay. So there's your gold OCZ technology sticker, Z-Series 80 plus gold. They got all their branding present, of course. Okay, on the top you find your basic specs, which again outlines that 71 amps on the 12 volt rail, which is a very key feature of this particular unit. On this side you'll find yet another sticker, and then on the back you see the traditional honeycombed back plate that you'll see on most OCZ power supplies, an on-off switch, and then the power plug. Now in terms of cables, like I said, I don't like to see high-end power supplies that are non-modular. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but if you save a few bucks, great. And another factor to consider is that if you're running a system that's really high-end enough to pull 850 watts from the wall, you're probably using most of these cables anyway. So the benefit of a modular interface at that point is kind of debatable. All right, so let's see what we got in terms of connectors here. So I'm just going to separate these based on which ones have orange cables in them and which ones do not, because those ones probably have SATA attached to them. So wow. Can you kind of look up and have a look here? Okay, so there are 4 SATA plugs on each of these 3 SATA cables. Can you see all that? Okay, so we have 12 SATA connections, just like that. All right, then we have 2 more cables coming out of the power supply that feature 3 Molex connections on one of them. All right, we got 3 there, and then we have 3 more, as well as 1 floppy connection, should you still require a floppy drive in this day and age. And then we have a reasonably long 24-pin connector. It doesn't break away with the 4 pins in case you need to power a 20-pin board, but realistically you're buying an 850 watt power supply and you're powering a 20-pin board? I mean, come on, it doesn't make any sense anyway. So then in terms of PCI, oh no, let's not do PCI Express yet. Okay, first let's do the dual 8-pin connectors. That's really nice to see because if you're running a board like the Classified, which actually accepts 2 8-pin connectors for CPU power, then you will have them, okay? And then we have support for 4 6+2 pin PCI Express connectors. So if you're running any potential 2-card configuration, so you're looking at even like dual 5970s, you will have enough cables to run it. If you're looking at a tri-card configuration, then you better make sure that each card only has one plug on it, otherwise you will not have enough. So thank you for checking out my unboxing of the OCZ Z-Series Gold power supply. Oh, I didn't even look at the fan. That looks like a 135mm fan. It's got lots of blades, good static pressure, etc, etc. You got your OCZ logo, that looks very nice. Okay, and as I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing like a quick look at what 80+ gold efficiency actually means in terms of real-world power bill, and so you should definitely check that out when it comes out later on down the line. Thank you for checking out my unboxing.